How you doing, everybody? Stock Option Sniper here. Last video, I went over the accumulation and the Wyckoff, or the Wyckoff of the accumulation. So today we're gonna go over the opposite, which is the distribution of the Wyckoff and their faces. Right? Obviously, everything here is labeled. I myself is still studying the distribution of the Wyckoff. By any no means, I'm not no expert. I'm just like anyone else here who's trying to learn more and better their strategy, right? But today, let's break it down. As you can see right here, even I went on Google, shout out to Google, right? And I put here the Wyckoff distribution pattern, and I started labeling them myself, right? So we know what's going to happen here. Everything is simple, but I'm going to show you guys what I've learned and how to trade these on the lower time frame. So let's get started here. So the first one, what we have here is the creek meaning the stock is going up, right? Boom. Oops, what was that about? So the creek, right? And we can see right here that there is that uptrend, right? That trend line, the channel that is going up to, right? And as you can see right here, they have these so-called preliminary, after the, what am I trying to say here? After the markup, the distribution starts, right? This is where that distribution phase starts. So what we have right here is the preliminary supply. Again, with the word preliminary, right? After preliminary supply, we have something called the buying climax. Let me take this out and add them later, and I'll show you guys why I put that there, right? The buying climax. Once again, this is the opposite. If you haven't seen my video of the accumulation, and this is just the opposite of that, right? Check out the accumulation phase, and this will start to make sense, right? So after we have the preliminary supply, right? We have that buying climax, right? After we have that buying climax, we have the rally, right? And that rally, the automatic rally, is our phase A, right here. Phase A, right? Preliminary supply, buying climax. Once we have that buying climax, we have automatic rally, right? And then what we have here is the sign of weakness, right? Sign of weakness meaning that this is right here. People are taking puts right here. Oh, we have people taking calls right here. They think this is the dip before it rips. So once they take puts, shaking off that weak hands, right? Once we have that weak hands, boom, we collect some. They take calls. We have right here, right? They see this candle over candle, and now we have people having an order. So hang on, I'm trying to fix this for us. Give me a sec, you guys. Excuse me. Right. So after that order, people think that we're gonna go up even more. So they set their stop loss. Now the orders, there you go, the order flow. There's a lot of orders right here around this area, right? A lot of orders. Boom. Right? You can put that dark green. So if you guys see my other videos, we have a lot of orders, right? Liquidity loves orders. Liquidity means where are all the orders in the market. So we have people trying to take calls here, and now we have a lot of stop losses and all that stuff that retail traders are taking. Now the smart money, sign of weakness, meaning collecting all that liquidity, and we bring it all the way up, right? That run up is called UT, called up thrust, right? Make sure up thrust, right? That's our first run up right there. Let's make that red. Save, make that red congruent with everything. Boom, we have that UT, also known as up thrust, right? Once we have that up thrust, we wait for the second test of that, right? Boom, we have phase C. Phase B is the sign of weakness, breaking our structure right here that we have, right? Breaking a structure that we have. But I want to make something clear real quick before I keep moving forward. We've seen all the moves here already, you guys. You have to practice this even more. You have to train your eyes. This is why it's so important. You have to train your eyes every day on back testing everything and finding phases like this, right? The distribution phase. So right here is a little bit simple because we already know what's happening and everything is already labeled, right? So going back to what I was saying, we have the UT and we have the sign of weakness, which makes phase B. After we have that, now we have orders here, right? We have buy orders, right? We have orders here. We have individuals setting up uh, their what am I trying to say here? Setting up their stop losses here. Now we have puts, right? Once we have those puts, people are happy. Boom. Then we run it up, right? We run up. This is called UTAD or UTAD. What is UTAD? This is the upthrust after distribution, right? Upthrust after. I want that to be capitalized. Upthrust after distribution, right? Upthrust after distribution. There it is, you guys. So it's not fitting properly, but that is what that is, right? We can move that if we want. Cool. UTAD upthrust after distribution, right? I don't want to block up the other stuff, but okay, making it work here. So we have the upthrust, right? Wait for that retest, which is UTAD shake off. This is that what we call the money transfer, right? From strong hand to weak hand, we have individuals shaking it off, right? Those individual with the weak hands. Boom, wipe up all that those people who held their play on puts, all that order that they have, stop losses and all that good stuff. Boom, take out the liquidity, and that's a upthrust after distribution. Now we have that last point of supply where we retest that, which is the rip before you dip, right? Once you have that, boom, we have the supply, right? And this is how a supply zone is created. If you have the UT or climax, boom, just breaking that supply, also called as a false breakout, which whatever you want to call it, false breakout right there, market manipulation. That's what's going on. That's the upthrust after distribution, right? Last point of supply, the last test of that zone. Once we test that zone, and that's when we go even lower, which is right here, right? Which people think a sign of weakness, which breaking that structure, retesting that structure. But right here, we have that straight all the way down, a strong selling right here. We have that last, which is makes it phase D, right? Phase D. We have that last point of supply where people think we're going up. Oh, we hit the bottom, we're going up to retest. Nope. Collecting that data and all these calls. Once we have that, boom. Right? What am I saying? Data. Collecting all that liquidity right here around this area for people think that we were gonna go higher. Boom. Collect all that liquidity real quick. Boom. Right? Phase E, which is that markdown where we go even lower, right? As you can see. Beautiful play. So once again, you guys, I know I seen everything already. I labeled it. Once again, I myself is still getting better and practicing my training my eye to see phases like this and understanding, right? But once again, I just want to quickly recap. So we have that preliminary supply zone, that rundown, and then we have that we have that buying climax, that run up, right? Buying climax. Then we have that all the way down, which is the AR, automatic rally. Then we have a break of structure, making it a sign of weakness, right? Then we have people trying to take puts. Oh, we're going to take puts right here. Stop losses up here. Boom, collect all that data, run it all the way up to the buying climax, right? Boom. Now we have people, okay, we're shorting it because last time it was here, we're shorting it. Once we have that, boom, run the market down, right? Now we have stop losses and all that stuff here. Collect all that liquidity. Now we have that UTAD breaking the market structure, shaking off all the weak hands. Once we have that UTAD, boom. There's no need for us to get that mark. This is the last run up. There's no need for collecting all that liquidity. Once we have all that, boom. Right, retest, last point of supply. We have that sign of weak, breaking that, retesting that sign of weakness, but breaking in this scenario, breaking that zone. Usually, there was a retest of that last point of supply, right? Last point of supply, sign of weakness, retest sign of weakness, and last point of supply. But in this scenario, we do not have that run up. We literally just went straight down, and the last point of supply was here before us even going lower, which that completing that markdown, right? Boom, and then we have an accumulation right here around this area, which is what we talked about in my, and I have a video for that, which we talk about on understanding the accumulation phase of the Wyckoff, right? This is the distribution, right? This is that's the distribution side. So you guys, once again, I wanted to tell you that I want to share with you guys that this is the distribution phase. Make sure you do your homework, you do your due diligence. This is not financial advice, but just one last quick 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 tip that we have here. So let's say you understand, and you've trained your eyes understanding where the upthrust and the all that good stuff, right? So what you can do right here is on the higher time frame, the 30-minute, you can put a supply zone here, a stop loss here, right? You can put this zone where you know that this is the first sign of weakness breaking that structure, right? Once again, this is, for example, you start to train your eyes and understand where all these are, right? So you have a sign of weakness breaking the first structure. So now what you can do is you can take that trade going all the way where? To our area of buying climax, right? Now, does it have to work out perfectly this way? Absolutely not, right? Once again, this is only simple because now we see what happened and everything else is already labeled. But in this scenario, let's take advantage of what we have and how can we trade this, right? So the sign of weakness, we're going to go that there's going to be an upthrust right here. So we can go from 30-minute to a lower time frame and find that right there. In a lower time frame, where's that at? Hang on, you guys, we're looking for that. Right here, we're almost there. Right, we went from 30 minutes to the 5-minute. Now we have that phase B. Now we understand we are in phase B, and we understand side of weakness, shaking off that weak hand from the market, thinking that we're going to keep going down, and boom, we could target that right here. Right, we have our entry, we have our stop loss, right? We have our entry right here. Right, let's make this green so we can see it in between there. Boom. Still, it's a little bit dark. Right, sign of weakness right here in the zone, so we understand. And once we have that, we can put our stop loss here. This is our entry, and boom, our target is right here, all the way to this buying climax support. Right, beautiful play. And then once we have that, we know we can have that UTAD, which is you can take it all the way down for the ST, that second test, right? And then boom, we have the UTAD. And but that's how you trade this, right? This, you can play around with it. There's a lot of, I'm gonna keep saying this, there's a lot more videos in YouTube. You have to do your homework. You cannot be lazy. Just because you've seen my video, that does not mean there's no other video, right? Do your own due diligence. Keep practicing your craft, right? You have to learn how this works, every single detail, right? Because one entry in the market, you'll be like, yo, this strategy doesn't work. Now you move on to another strategy. But in reality, you're only moving into another strategy because you're so lazy. And I don't want to say lazy. I'm not trying to harpoon anybody here, but you don't want to invest in your skills. You just want to make that quick buck. But you don't understand that quick buck is actually a byproduct of you mastering this skill, mastering your strategy, perfecting your entry, perfecting where your upthrust and your upthrust after distribution, last point of support, and your phases. Money is just a byproduct of that, right? Don't be that I don't want to call it dumb money, but don't have those habits of retail traders where they only want to make that quick buck, right? I want to place it here. I want to do a coin toss, or whether it's calls or puts. You don't want to do that. You want to calculate your risk. You want to manage your risk, right? So once again, you guys, this is the distribution of the Wyckoff method. We have the accumulation. Check that out on my check that out. I made that video, and we also have liquidity and understanding why the market moved the way it is. Once again, I'm going to leave you guys with that. Enjoy the rest of your day. Do your due diligence, and I'm out, you guys. Peace.